Live from Columbia, South Carolina, WIS News 10 starts now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for sticking with us for your second half hour of midday. Well, it is a beautiful day outside right now, but we are looking ahead to the weather for St. Pat's in 5 points. Joining us now is meteorologist Vaughn Gaskin. Vaughn, I know that it's probably going to rain on St. Patty's Day. What are the chances of that rain?
Absolutely. It's probably going to be wet and soggy out there for us for a bit, not just for your Saturday, but probably also into your Sunday. So we just kind of have to keep the umbrellas nearby. And, you know, if you know St. Pat's in 5 points, you know a couple showers will not stop the fun, will not stop the fun out there, right? But I do believe we're going to have to dodge a couple of showers during the daytime hours Saturday, and then the rain will ramp back up for us into the day Sunday. Let's go ahead and give you a look outside today. Sunshine and 65 for you, winds from the west at 13. So a little bit breezy in a few spots as you take a look outside. We're in the middle 60s in Columbia and in Lexington, with Sumter's temperature coming in a little bit warmer at 68. So certainly hope you're getting outside to enjoy the sunshine and warm temperatures in the Gamecock City there. 63 for us in Winsboro. Now for the next few hours, we will be tracking the temperatures as they warm up. 66 by 1. As we head through about 4 o'clock, we're at 72. And we stay there for that 5 o'clock hour. Today's high temperature expected to hit about 74. This should be one of the warmer days, but guess what? It gets even warmer. It gets better. We're going to be talking about temperatures ushering into the 80s. I'll give you details on that coming up in just a little bit, Jordan.
All right. Thank you, Vaughn. In today's Talkin' Trash Tuesday, we're getting a look at how young students in the Midlands are testing out their green thumb. A grant is giving students hands-on experience with growing, gardening, and more. Joining us now is Shanda Cooper, the education analyst for Richland Soil and Water Conservation District, and Jennifer Mankey, Green Step Schools mentor. Well, thank you so much for both being here today.
Thanks for having us.
You know, I was telling you a little bit about how I've seen so many of these pictures of students having this hands-on experience in school, and it looks like it must be so much fun for them. So tell us a little bit more about what this program is.
Sure. So we're from an organization called the Richland Soil and Water Conservation District. Our mission is to promote natural resources conservation, and one of our target audiences is students. So we want to get students excited about environmental stewardship. We provide many grants which support conservation projects at schools, primarily school gardens, hydroponics gardens, composting initiatives, wildlife habitats, and students have the chance with this funding to put their hands in the soil, plant seeds, see things grow, and learn how they can care for our planet.
Awesome. And I know, Jennifer, you work more so with the students and really being that liaison, I suppose. So tell us more about how students really get that hands-on experience with this hydroponics tower.
The hydroponics tower is really a cross-curricular jewel in the classroom. Kids do get to get their hands on it, but in the process they also do math by measuring their pet plant that they've planted, maybe even knowing how to measure better than they ever would have if they hadn't had their hands on something. They also can write poetry to their plant or write persuasive letters. There are so many ways to use the standards with this particular project. Even PE in the case of small motor skills, because they have to be so gentle with those plants. So I really, really enjoy going into the classroom and helping the teachers sometimes figure out how to do that. One example would be I was in a school recently where you may have heard on the news that some tomatoes were lost on the International Space Station. They were the first tomatoes ever grown on the International Space Station. And the funny thing is they thought the astronaut had eaten them, which later on they found them. They were not eaten. But I get to talk to the kids about their future careers. Schools are very into careers now for the future of these kids. Can't tell you how many career days we get invited to for that reason. But talking to the kids about the possibility that the probability that somebody in that class will be involved in the space program. And this could be some of the things that prepare them for living on the moon.
Yeah, Jennifer, I'm so glad you mentioned the situation with the International Space Station, because these hydroponics towers are not necessarily outside. They're actually indoors a lot of the times. So what explains some of the students' reactions when they realize that you can really grow something indoors?
This is wonderful because they never could do that well before. The lighting on this is fantastic. Everything gets very lush very fast.
Yes.
It's the most rewarding gardening system that we could possibly imagine. And it was actually developed here in South Carolina, which is cool too.
Wow. And I know at some of the schools, like at Lonnie B. Nelson Elementary, they have the Carolina fence garden. There's also some people that have more of the raised beds. So those are more outdoor gardening activities. Explain how students really like to get outside and get their hands dirty.
Yeah, the research shows that benefits of students learning outdoors are both mind and body. So they have improved academic performance, more engagement in education, fewer disciplinary issues, boosted mood, better focus. And so giving students the opportunity to go outside and learn helps them as a person, but it also helps them become an environmental steward, which is what we at the Conservation District are really trying to prepare our youth to be environmental leaders.
What has the response been from the students when they actually get to do this?
We can see it with our own eyes because some of the kids have never had that much experience with caring for something like that. There are many kids who don't have the opportunity to have a pet at home or in the classroom. And so I've seen kids take this on as if it were a pet, and they really learn to care for something really well.
Yeah, it sounds like it definitely teaches them a lot of skills about responsibility as well. So how have the teachers in the classrooms really responded to this?
Once they see how it can fit into their standards, which is something they have to do, then they appreciate it even more because they have an opportunity cross-curricular wise to cover so many standards with this project.
Awesome. And I know that so many of these schools are allowed to do this through a grant. So if you could explain a little bit about, if there's a teacher out there watching this and thinks this would be excellent for my classroom, how can they apply for the grant?
Sure. So we offer conservation education mini grants twice a year. They provide up to $1,000 to support the school project. Any K through 12 school in Richland County is eligible. We have 2 application deadlines, one in early February, one in early October, and information is on our website, richlandcountysc.gov/RSWCD. So get those applications ready. We would love to fund conservation projects at lots of schools next year.
Yes, and I'm telling you, those pictures of the students getting their hands dirty look so much fun. They must be having a blast. Well, stick with us. We will have more news and weather coming up after the break.